Hi, it's Carol Lee with Coaching with Carol Lee. How are y'all doing today? I'm doing pretty good. Okay. So today I was thinking about this common theme. I would say the majority of people that I talk to, different things I read on different things, a lot of common themes, especially regarding relationships, is comparing yourself or wondering what's wrong with me. Um, let's say your significant other, husband, wife. I'm going to say husband just because it's easier for me as a woman to, you know, talk that way. But say your husband left you and within no time at all, he's living with a new woman. It could be a matter of days, weeks, a month. If they're with someone else, within that year, um, you know, and I'm talking about when you break up, because there were problems, either, you couldn't communicate, there was mental abuse, physical abuse, stuff like that. Um, and you get kind of what they call a trauma bond, where, especially in the case of narcissists, sociopaths, if you get caught up with somebody like that, they get you so mentally hooked in, and you've always got people saying, well, why didn't you leave? Why didn't, but your self-worth they bring you down so much that you have no self-worth. You don't think you can move on. They make you believe you can't move on. Such like that. So, but what I get a lot is people that have already, either they left or their partner left them. They've already kind of broken up. Now they're like, what do I do with myself? They've been so used to taking care of a husband and kids. Now you got all kinds of time on your hands. And then all of a sudden they see him moving on. He's got a new girl, and they're just like out having a good old time. He's tagging her all over Facebook, showing pictures, her and his dog, and, how happy they are. And, the woman, or if it's a guy, whatever, they will say, what's wrong with me? I did everything, I cooked for them, I cleaned for them, did everything for them. I've given them every bit of my love. I practically forgot myself in all this, and, why wasn't it good enough? You're going to find that there are some people that you're never going to be good enough. They have something inside of them that they really can't love. They can go through the motions, get you kind of like hooked in, but they really can't feel that. And when they're with you so long and that little honeymoon period is over, it starts being not enough. And they think, maybe if I go over here, the other side of the grass or whatever, how they put that, maybe that will help. Some people, they call it narcissistic supply. If you have somebody that, and this is for a real narcissist, they're not happy with one person. They need supply all the time. If you're out working a job or taking care of kids, whatever, you can't give them the undevoted attention that they want. So they're going to go looking. But still, despite that, despite, the games they play, they make you, they could sit there anything from, there's guys that do physical abuse, guys and women, I'm talking both here, physical abuse, mental abuse. One day they love you, the next day they hate you, and still, even in some of the worst abuse cases, some of these people are like, why can't I let go? It's like an addiction in their mind, and they're like, why are they so happy over there with that person? What's wrong with me? I did everything for them, and, I lost weight, I did my hair, everything, cooked gourmet meals, I served them breakfast in bed. What is this woman doing that he's out buying her stuff? And oh, it's so great. So then I'm like, okay, they go through, their whys. Okay. So then I bring up a couple things. Okay. All right. So, number one, when you first met them, did they tell you that all their exes were crazy? And it's funny, okay, I'll just give you one example. One woman's like, yeah, and now he's saying I'm crazy. And I'm like, yep, that's typical. It goes that way. Some people just can't break up and, whatever. So now she's crazy too, to everybody. At first, And then I asked, well, when you first met, were you like, did he tell you, oh my God, you're my, what do you call it? Yeah, my mind just went blank. Oh, my soulmate. And, oh, I've never met anybody like you. You're so kind, loving. She's like, yeah. How'd you know? And I'm like, oh, I just knew it. Like I said, I've been there and done a lot of this stuff. I've had it happen to me. I've read about it. I've heard about it. So, yeah. So, he love bombed her to death in the beginning. Told her, all my exes were crazy, but you're perfect. And then after a few months, guess what? You're not so perfect. Everything they loved about you isn't quite, So, so then they eventually, flake off, or you tell them, screw you, bye, So then all of a sudden they're on to someone else in like a matter of months. And it's like, wow. So these men or whatever are like, wow, they moved on fast. They must not have loved me. And I'm like, probably not, Sorry, some people cannot love. And, you think that she's so happy. Let me ask you something. When you were together with him, you said he did this, he was really bad. When you went to the grocery store, or say you had to go get your oil changed, whatever, did you walk around like, oh, poor me, or did you act like everything was all right to the best of your ability? And she goes, I acted like everything was all right. Why? And I said, did you ever think that maybe his new wife, the one woman I was talking to, he had gotten remarried pretty quick. I mean, real quick. I said, do you think maybe there's a possibility that she's faking it too? That she's acting like everything's okay, but it's not? Because judging from what you've told me, those type of, the stuff he did to you, how he acted, the stuff he says, how quickly he fell in love, they typically, what was I saying? They typically continue with their patterns. They don't just magically get better, without help. Sorry, no. An abuser does not, I don't care if it's mental, physical, whatever kind of abuse, emotional. They don't just like one day, oh, I'm better, and start treating the next woman like, they're the greatest thing in the world. So, so then I asked her that, and she said, oh, no, and I'm like, and then what was the other question I asked the one woman? But, so I said, I'm saying, do you think there's a possibility that she could possibly be going through a lot of the stuff you did, but, to save face for whatever reason, maybe so he doesn't beat her up. Some guys, if you tell people what they did, and some women, they will become more abusive. Women have been killed, guys have been killed, beaten to death. I mean, just all kinds of horrible things. So, I'm just telling her, do you think there's a possibility that could be happening? She goes, wow, you never know. And I said, okay, this is going to be your homework for tonight. And I think I talked about this the other day in another video. But I sent her to a certain website, whatever, with people that have been through the same kind of stuff. And it's like these guys, girls, the partners that were really abusive, like they were born with a manual. It's like, I mean, some of the same. It's just crazy. So, I told her, go there, just read some of the posts and just see, it might help encourage you that you're not the only one that's gone through this. Well, the next morning, she calls, and, I had a few minutes, so I picked it up, and she's like, oh my God, Carolee, oh my God. And I'm like, what? And she goes, I've been reading this, site for like a couple hours, just reading everything. She goes, this is him to a T. He said, this one person said this, and he said those exact words. And I'm like, yeah, so guess what? I said, do you wonder what's wrong with you now? She goes, no. She goes, I wonder what's wrong with him, and I feel bad for her. And I'm like, bingo, there you go. And right there, her self-confidence started coming back. It did. So, and sometimes we think it's like, oh, I've got a big nose, yucky teeth, my hair is ugly, I'm fat, I'm skinny, I got big ears, I got little ears, but, some people have big ears. So you think, oh, I'm not perfect, and that's why. But look at Hollywood. Oh my gosh, how many beautiful actresses that are multimillionaires and beautiful godlike guys, and, and they get left, they get cheated on, they get abused, looks have nothing to do with it. I do believe the more beautiful you are on the inside, and I'm talking about your integrity, your honesty, how positive you are. I look at some people's Facebook posts and I just like, oh my God, what are you doing? I know one woman that was writing stuff where she could possibly, I don't know, she's going through a divorce. It could cause some problems with a spouse. Let's just put it that way. People that are always writing about, they want to beat someone up, they want to do this, they want to, right away, you're being seen as a negative personality. I do believe positivity, honesty, integrity. I remember seeing a Facebook post. Somebody said, oh my God, I found it was like $600 in a parking lot. What should I do with it? And right away I'm like, turn it into the manager of the store. And I mean, wouldn't you want to try to find who it belongs to? I put, maybe it's somebody's rent money. Maybe a woman was supposed to go out and get diapers and whatever for her baby. Maybe it's the car payment. You don't know what it is. Maybe it was supposed to pay their employee. And now guess what? Not only did they get affected, but so did their employee. To me, it's only a matter of honesty. If somebody doesn't claim it, maybe you'll get lucky and the store will call you and say, hey, guess what? Maybe the manager will steal it. You don't know. But you know what? You did the right thing. And that's where I would feel good. Do you think I can't use $600-700? Of course. Who couldn't? But why would I take it not knowing? What if I lost that much and somebody didn't give it back? And I can't believe the amount of people that would take it and do something with it. Can you feel good about yourself about that? If other people hear about it, what do they think about you right away? I don't care if they sit there and, oh, that's cool, huh? But deep down, do you think they're not going to make judgments? It's terrible to say. But we do all have our reputations. So anyways, but something that came to mind with this, when I was thinking about this, about when I asked that woman, when you go out to the grocery store, blah, 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 do you fake it? Or did you fake it? Or did you, can everybody tell just by looking at you, whoop, that's an abused woman. She looks so sad and whatever, something's going on. No, she just went and, tried her best to be. Now, she may not have been, sometimes you can still tell by the eyes, whatever, but she did her best. And it brought back the movie, the Madea movie. What's it called? The Diary of a Mad Black Woman, I think it is. And the woman was married to, I think he was a very high-end lawyer. if I remember correctly, because, yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen it. I used to have the movie, and I lent it to somebody, so I used to watch it a lot, but I haven't in a while. But so anyway, she was the wife of this guy, and he was really, pardon my French, an ass. He was a jerk. He had a girlfriend on the side, and she found out, whatever. He kicked her out of the house on her butt, blah, blah, blah. But before all that, she's going to these dinners, and she's acting like the perfect little wife. She didn't sit there and, and she even, oh, hi, yes, did her wifely duties. And did everybody suspect she was an abused woman? And a woman that was being cheated on, emotionally abused, mentally abused? No. She put on the act that everything was okay. So, what was I going to say about that? Oh, but that movie just cracks me up. But if you've never seen it, you should see it, because in the end, she ends up getting revenge on the guy, which I would not recommend. I would just recommend thinking about those couple things. If that happened in your relationship, where you guys really got together quick, you fell in love really quick after the first date, something like that. Never apart after that. This sounds familiar, right? Yeah. And they told you, oh my God, my last ex, she was crazy. She wiped me out. She took everything I had. Then you find out later they never had anything. No. But anyways, not really. But, if that happens and, oh my gosh, you're so in love, they're just putting you over the moon. You're on a pedestal. You're the best thing that's ever happened to them. They got you way up here. But then as the months go on, the mask starts falling off of them. They start revealing who they really are. That, nothing is going to make them happy. So then, that's when all the trouble starts. And you should just cut ties then. Don't keep trying to make it work like us women do. I had a relationship I probably should have, after about, I think, month 2, said goodbye. Once they dump you for no reason, being stupid, right there should tell you they don't love you. If they're not scared that, what if she doesn't come back? Yeah. I went back a couple times. We've all been there at least once in our lives. But, it wasn't a physically abusive thing, but just, an immature relationship. And I'm not talking about relationships where you guys just realize, you know what? We have nothing in common. We're bored with each other. In that case, you're not really all that sad when you leave. You're like, phew, thank God, because this guy bored me to death, But I'm talking about the relationship where you felt real love. You thought they felt real love. And then all of a sudden, boom, they cut it out of there. Or they start treating you in a way that you had to cut them out. So, what can you do? I've talked the other day, I showed my inspiration board on one of the videos. Just different words. I have signs all over the place. This is one of my coffee cups that I love. Just sometimes, just looking at something, it kind of makes you laugh and brings you back into positivity. But I woke up like this, like a boss. Right? I am a boss. I am not beautiful like you. I am beautiful like me. We are all unique. We are all beautiful. Like I said, don't let that man or that woman get you down, because they're probably doing the same thing to the new supply. Or new person. Whoops. Anyways. What else was I going to say? You can, like one of my pastors always says, love them from afar. You may have a horrible addiction, whatever, but when you think about it in the sense, did they even really love you? Probably not. Not if they can just cut you out like that. No. You don't just do that to people you love. Hurt people hurt people. They're hurt. They're going to hurt you. Okay? So, you've got to get over that. And then just get back to how beautiful are you? You know, do some affirmations. Wear some clothes. Look at this. Well, you can't see it, but it says shine like a beautiful diamond or something like that. Just every now and then, I get in one of these moods. Oh, I feel like wearing my shine like a beautiful diamond shirt. Or I did have a shirt and I can't find it anywhere. I think I might have accidentally gotten rid of it. But, and this is funny because I never thought I'd buy something like this, but I just got in the mood one day. It's a blue shirt with a big S, like a supermom shirt or a superwoman. So, and every now and then I just put that on and I feel super. I've got a crown. Every now and then I throw my crown on and I'm going around doing dishes and stuff. Of course, this is when I'm home alone. But I do believe my son walked in once and caught me. I'm like talking to him, and I'm like, oh, yikes, my crown. But anyways, so you need to just stop comparing yourself to others. Remember, we are all beautiful. Do whatever you can. If you have to go get it, oh, excuse me, my nose is like running. It's chilly in here. If you have to go get your hair done, like when for a while there, I was getting my nails done. And that just made all the difference in the world. I just felt beautiful, you know, because I could not grow my nails for anything. But then I did find with all the gardening I do and other things I was doing, fake nails were really not for me. So now I get my hair curled. This is not my natural hair. I work a part-time job, and this one guest always comes in. And she's an older woman. Older than me. There is older. But she'll go, oh, honey, I just love your hair. And she's like, it's naturally curly, and it's gray. You know, you can tell. It's just beautiful, the gray. Now, this cracks me up. A lot of people love my hair. You know, so I told this woman, you know, it's not naturally curly. It's a perm, but it's naturally gray. But I was going to say, a lot of people love my gray hair. I was spending years and every other week in money, every other week, dyeing my hair like brown and auburn and all this stupid stuff. And a few weeks later, the roots are coming back. And so a couple women at church told me, you know, you should just let your hair grow. It is a beautiful gray. And I'm like, okay. So I thought maybe I'll try it. Of course, then I realized after the woman that told me, they all had gray hair. But I did it. And believe it or not, people started telling me all the time that I look younger every time they see me. And I'm like, okay, I got gray hair, but I look younger. You know, and also, I think it's a lot to do with my self-development, my coming out of my shell, being happy despite my circumstances. You know, people are always saying, wow, you glow, you shine. Yep, shine. Sparkle. I've got a lot of signs that say sparkle. You know, I'm almost always in a good mood. So that kind of brings something out in you. If you've ever seen a woman at church, I always think church because this is where you usually see them. There's just some women that are like glowing. You know, they are just so beautiful, and I don't know how to describe it. But you could tell they're full of the spirit. They're full of self-confidence, full of love. They don't have a bad thought in their head, or not many. You know, so much of what you think is what happens. You know, what you speak is what will happen. So if you're always saying, oh, I'm ugly, blah, blah, what are you you're going to start acting frumpy and ugly because you're reinforcing that. You're bringing, how would I explain it? It's just, the more you say it, the more your self-worth and everything goes down, down, down. The more you say, I am beautiful, I am worthy, I am enough, you know, I am on my way to a healthier me, you know, whatever affirmations you can come up with just brings you, guess what? Up, up, up. More beautiful, more sunshiny. People start seeing a difference in you. So, maybe a little assignment here. Wow, we're getting close to half an hour. A little assignment for you to do tonight, if you'd like to. I'm not going to correct your homework, but take a piece of paper, a board, or something, and split it down the middle. And on the left, put what I tell myself or what my beliefs are. If you've always been told maybe your parents have told you you're ugly. Some parents just don't know. I don't know. Maybe the kids you grew up with. I was always harassed by a couple of kids, and it kind of made me feel bad. I used to have I do have straight hair, but I get it permed. I used to get teased about that, so I was always very self-conscious about my hair. I got ugly hair. And when people started telling me I have beautiful hair, I'm like, how can this be? How did I suddenly get beautiful hair? Well, some people start out ugly ducklings and but a lot of it could just be your attitude, what you eat, so many things can help you shine and look better, and it's just amazing. If you've ever seen anybody that went from being very negative, depressed, whatever, and they start coming out of their shell, and the real them comes out, and the happiness starts coming out. I said something the other day about sometimes when you're talking to people, and you can just see, sometimes it's tears, and sometimes just whatever, just falls off them. And before you know it, they're feeling happier. And it's wow, cool, So, take a few of your negative thoughts. Say, I am ugly. Then on the next side, write a new truth. I am a beautiful person. If you're poor, I've always been poor, or I'll always be poor. No, on the other side, I am a money magnet. Or I will make a lot of money. Something positive to turn that negative into a positive. Okay? It could be so many things. It's whatever you feel your weakness is. If people have said you're an angry person, I'm an angry person. I'm trying to think. I am a happy person. I know sometimes it's not as easy to just flip, but you do, do some of these things. I've talked in the past about I listen to K-Love. That's contemporary Christian music. Very upbeat, very positive. Whenever I feel like crap, I turn that on. Next thing you know, I'm dancing around. You can listen to YouTubes and sermons. My church has sermons online. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I pop a CD in about that. Affirmations. Get out and exercise. Take a walk. And just really think positively. I am healthy, or how does that go? I used to have a way I said that. Healthy, wealthy, no. Wealthy, healthy, and happy. I just walk around. I am wealthy, healthy, and happy. I am wealthy, healthy, and happy. And things then were going really well. My mindset was there. I had a blogging business going on. Things are going pretty good, So, yeah, you can really change your outlook on things, change your heart, change your beliefs. So, do that tonight. Kind of try to change a few negatives in your life to positives. Write them on a piece of paper, put them on your bathroom mirror, put them on your computer screen, screensaver on your phone. Just try to really constantly tell yourself, constantly put it in your head. Don't give yourself time to just sit there and say, oh, what's the ex doing? No, it doesn't matter what the ex is doing anymore. The ex did not want you. Goodbye, Jack. Take a hike, right? Time to work on you. You are beautiful. You can do it. So I will see you next time. So have a great day. Bye.